Yo 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 yo, what's up, y'all? Welcome to the Waking Dream. Welcome to the Vergible stream. Welcome to the best damn Umineko stream you will ever find, ever on Twitch. And thank you for that follow, Fragilities. If I'm pronouncing that right, I hope so. Thanks for the follow. I hope you're in for some Umineko goodness, because that's what we're doing tonight. The best damn Umineko stream on Twitch. What's up, y'all? How are we doing tonight? So we're gonna go over this the ending of the question mark arc again, because apparently the Twitch the Steam version skipped some shit. So there was supposed to be some closing credits that ran, like a little ending song that's supposed to run, and the Steam version just totally skipped that. So I actually talked it up a little bit too, like, oh, you guys, this first closing credits, the casting credits scene, and the actual ending of episode 3, well, that's going to be the first, closing credits. There's going to be a real one coming up later. And the real one never got showed on the Steam version, so that was a bit of a snafu on my part. You actually have to play the Umineko Project version to see that. So we're gonna go back over this question mark, the ending of it. So Angie's back on the roof. She's talking like she's crazy, trying to do some suicide and shit. By the way, hey, how you doing, Fragilities? Wandering in over here off of the Twitch interwebs. Appreciate you stopping by. Appreciate everybody stopping by and lurking. If you want to read along with me, feel free. There are no spoilers. I mean, there are no spoiler consequences in this chat room, so you can spoil away whatever you want to say in the chat. It's fine. I've already played and beaten this game a couple times, so you're not going to spoil me. You're going to spoil people in the chat probably, but it's all good. I'm not going to ban you for that. What I will ban you for is, well, you can see the rules when you click on the chat, and you see all the rules. I only have to, so kind of abide by those 2 rules, and you'll be good for me. Otherwise, you'll get burned. And I'm the only mod in my channel right now. There might be another mod coming in. You'll see. But for now, I am the law. So don't go against me. You won't last long on this channel. But I hope you're in for some good stuff with Umineko. It's a great time to jump into Umineko now, because Higurashi has this new anime out, Sotsu. If you know anything about Umineko, you're pretty excited about Sotsu, and that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna kind of refrain my thoughts about Sotsu, because we're talking about Umineko here. So let's go through this question mark. We've already gone through this, but we haven't seen the actual ending yet, so. I'm gonna actually read her dialogue here. So this is Angie talking. It was a clear sky tonight, so there should have been countless stars stretching out over the sky. However, the light from the ground was so bright you couldn't see them at all. She talks with a exaggerated accent on a lot of the a lot of the nouns and shit in her sentences, because she talks like Jill Valentine, who's the master of unlocking. So that's her voice from Resident Evil 1. Angie, the master of unlocking, couldn't help but think that what she really saw lay somewhere in that unseen starlight. The world of reality below her looked so far away from here. This place felt to her as the closest to the world she should really be in. There was only one thing Angie cursed. Why had I not been able to go to that family conference on that day 12 years ago? If I had gone, I would probably have been able to be with my family forever. That's suicide talk. Don't talk like that, guys. Recently, I've been having a dream about my family over and over again. Myself of 12 years ago calls out frantically, urging them not to go into the family conference. There's Mommy and Daddy. But both Mom and Dad are too far away, and my hand won't reach them. There's Battler. Reach for the hand of Battler Nissan, who always loved me. For the hand who would always pat my head. But even though it looks like it's so close to reaching, even that falls short. For some reason, I started having that dream over and over again. And again. Whenever I have that dream. I repeat, my useless effort inside the dream, trying to stretch out my hand even more forcefully. If only Battler Nissan at least could have lived, then perhaps at least the two of us could have supported each other through life in this cold and lonely reality. But his hand never reaches me. So even if I climb to the roof of a building as tall as this one, I am distantly separated from all of them. A mysterious girl appears in my dreams and urges me. It's Bernie. We all know it's Bernie. That girl in my dreams urges me to arrive at the truth of what happened 12 years ago. See, at this point, I can't control what's being scrolled on the screen. There's no way anyone existed who could ever answer those words. I understand. In this world, I have no family, no friends, no one. So let's go. Let's go home to where my family is. So they're gonna play it. They're gonna actually play the song of the closing credits into this like dialogue spree. So you gotta read it. From the beginning, Angie's figure had been on the far side of the fence. The scenery below her eyes was distant and beautiful, and so fantastical that it did not give rise to the slightest bit of fear. If I face down, I'll surely be taken to the world below. Surely! So I faced up, because I wanted to be taken to the world above, the world where my family was. Who cares about vast wealth? Who cares about cursed gold? Who cares about the golden witch Beatrice? What I really want isn't something that even a mountain of gold will help me obtain. What I need for that is just a small amount of courage to take a single step forward. Just then, I definitely heard a voice. I knew that voice. I knew that shit. Voice that had always called to me in my dreams. In my restless dreams. In Silent Hill. Bernkastel appears before my eyes. In other words, in midair above that jet black nighttime scenery, there was the figure of that girl I had seen in my dreams. She spoke again with the same voice I had heard inside my dreams. My restless dreams. When I asked the question I most wanted to ask, the girl cruelly stopped talking and hung her head. Don't lie to her. Lie to this girl. And also, it happened in the past, so unless you can change the fucking past, no, your parents are already dead, so not likely they're gonna come back after like 12 years. Not likely. We'll see though. We'll see.
1986年のベアトリーチに太刀打ちできるの1998年つまりあなたエンジェ・ベアトリーチ12年前の魔女が私の家族を奪ったの
That's right!
あなたの敵にある
I mean, that's true at least.
あなたに常に孤独な未来を強い
That's very
る
true.
元凶よ私の家族の敵
She didn't say that.
見返りあなたの望む最も理想的な世界家族の帰ってくる世界のかけらを探してあげるでも必ず希望が叶うと約束はできない1986年のベアトリーチェのゲーム版を 今日の手土産はその理想のかけらを持参しようとしたんだけれど、今でかなりの強固な運命ラムダデルタと戦った時以来の
In Higurashi, by the way. In Higurashi. Nakakoro ni, by the way.
何を言ってるのかわからない。
You guys didn't know.
あなた
Oh, she doesn't know what she's talking about. I do. I do.
見返りにあなたが享受できる可能性の中で最も幸せな結末を探して持ってくる。
We're kind of skipping past this a little bit faster.
トローになるかもしれない。
You've already seen it before.
不思議な奇跡的確率で。
Angie now understood the meaning of that dream. The dream where it seemed that with just a little bit more, her hand might be at least to be able to reach Battler Nissan.
奇跡的な確率でも、それはゼロよりは高い。
That's the reason why she specifically wants to reach Battler and Battler alone, and nobody else in her family.
1% くらい。あらゆる可能性の数値はだからその数字はでも私が何もしないよりは絶対にわずかの可能性がある。ええ、あなたが希望を捨てない限り、ただし覚悟して。
Take heed!
限りなくゼロに近い。いいわ。
Take heed!
乗るわ、その話。
Oh, she's in.
いい
Alright.
の。
She didn't take heed.
だが
There's no heed taking it at
も
all.
う二度とここへは帰ってこれないわよ。ここは私のいるべき世界じゃないわ。そして私のいるべき世界は私が自分で探す。あなたの名前を聞かせて。
Tell me your name, girl. Tell me
奇
your
跡
name.
の魔女ベルンカス
Go. Overly aggressive dude at a bar. Tell me your name, girl. Just tell it to me. I don't care what you say. I don't care if you're married. Tell me your name. I've heard that a couple times in Nashville. I don't care if you're married. I don't care you got a boyfriend right next to you. Tell me your name. Just tell me your name. I was like, what? What is he talking about? And then he gets punched out and he wonders why. Like, man, you had it coming, dude.
そして我が名においてあなた黄金の魔女エンジェ・ベアトリーチェ・今こそあなたが本当の魔女よ。
Just as she proclaimed that, I was a witch. I felt dizzy, as though something inside me had changed drastically. A drastic change happened. Then I heard a slam. It's the sound of a door connecting to the staircase of the roof being open. Okay, this is where it takes over. It will eventually take over, and I won't be able to scroll anymore with my own control. And the sound will pop in. The sound will pipe in, basically, and then the credits will start rolling. So this is the part we missed last time. Alright, here we go. Here we go. I can't, yeah, I'm not controlling this at all. So you guys, you already read it last time. It's scrolling too fast for me to read it out. So hopefully you can read this. Yeah, I can't control how it scrolls. So if it's going too fast, sorry guys. You should have saw the last fucking episode. Check it out on YouTube, guys.
捕まる必要はないわね。行きましょう。
Got all my VODs on YouTube. Booyah. Yeah, this is the credits that never appeared on the Steam version. What the fuck, Steam? You gotta step it up. You got a bootleg version outdoing you, outpacing you. What is this? We got subtitles and shit? We got an actual song and shit? Like, this song actually played on the Steam version, but like, you didn't see any of these credits. You didn't see any of the subtitles and shit. None of the people got credited for any of the shit that happened in episode 3. And that's a damn shame, because episode 3 is the bomb. Episode 3 is probably my favorite episode in Umineko. I mean, it's my favorite question arc, definitely. It might not be my favorite arc of all time. I like some of the answer arcs, especially the first one. The second one's really good too. So, we'll hold off judgment on that, but definitely 3 is my favorite question arc, probably. 4 is pretty good too, actually, now that I say that. It's a toss-up between 3 and 4, actually. In 4, no spoilers, but you learn a lot of shit about Angie and magic in general, which is fucking eye-opening. the Steam version played this song, but not this long. It played like a snippet of it. And we're not done yet with the question mark. They'll play this song right in the middle of the fucking scene. Then we'll go back to the scene. Let's go back to the scene, guys. We're not done yet. Because you know what happens at the end of this question mark. And he does a backflip off the top of the fucking building, right? That didn't happen yet. Looking annoyed, Bernkastel turned on her heels in a jetpack sky. Watching that perfectly casual gesture, I followed her as though it was completely normal.
Henderson!
Henderson! Henderson!
待ちなさい
待ちなさい
早まるな危ない
危ない
ああ、ダメね。
全然ダメだ。
じゃあまたね。
See you again.
迎えにはリムジンをよこしてちょうだい。みんなも一緒だから。
Watch out because I'm about to do this backflip off this fucking skyscraper, guys.
じゃあね。
じゃあね。Backflip. Backflip. In the moonlight. Over here doing backflips in the moonlight. Like ain't no thing. YOLO. I mean, it might be the one life you will live. After that, that's probably it, right? All right, let's ooh, we got a new. Before we go to the new, let's go to tips, guys. This is something that's also not in the Steam version. They don't have tips in the Steam version, so let's go through that for episode 3. Stuff we haven't actually got a chance to read. So we'll talk about the Chester sisters, the Imperial Guard Corps. They are an Imperial Guard Corps formed by the Dragon King Pendragon. If you don't know what that is, guys, that's a Yu-Gi-Oh reference. There is a card. It's probably like the best card in Yu-Gi-Oh. It's a Dragon King Pendragon card, and if you have that card, you probably win. So you'll probably win the match either way. But that's a Yu-Gi-Oh reference, definitely. In celebration of the Red Dragon's flight. That's actually a WoW reference, but it's kind of like I really can't explain it because it's really involved. It's like it's a minion of one of the titans of WoW, and like I gotta get into what is a titan, what the fuck, what's a minion to all this bullshit. But it's a WoW reference, to put it simply. So we got a Yu-Gi-Oh reference here, we got a WoW reference here. What the hell is going on with these Chester sisters, right? Chester itself is a Winchester reference, right? So supernatural reference, I would say. Composed of only sisters, definitely supernatural reference. They're sisters, like the Winchester brothers, right? Makes sense. They were originally subordinates of the Dragon King, but because of a long relationship with the past Beatrices, he permitted 2 of the Imperial Guard soldiers to be lent out. 45 and 410. Sisters are being with false life, created by magic. For that reason, sisters with a great variety of personalities are even now being created as their numbers continue to increase. Manifesting into the human world requires a great cost, and summoning them is difficult even without taking their tremendous fighting power into consideration. For this reason, they are often summoned as honor guards in special ceremonies. So that's good to know, right? What about their golden bow? One of the pieces of sniping equipment belonging to the Chester Sisters Imperial Guard Corps. The arrow's trajectory can be controlled at will, but it takes a special talent and special training to master its true potential. Therefore, the equipment itself is a sign of a high-class sniper's prestige. It is a masterpiece of anti-armor sniping bow, capable of penetrating a wide variety of armors and barriers, and with a rich variety of selectable ammunition for the arrow's warhead. Furthermore, the ones primarily used throughout the story were wire-guided, winged-piercing rounds. Because they are wire-guided, they are capable of highly deceptive, long-distance precision sniping in complicated indoor terrain battles. We're trying to explain magic basically here. You can listen to that, or you can say, oh, somebody's working way too hard to explain this magical fucking, attack that the Chester sisters use. Who would you think in the cast of characters that we know of on Rokujima Island? Who do you think will take the time to, you know, extensively, exhaustively explain magic to somebody that doesn't really want to hear it. Who would you think? Oh, Maria! Oh, Maria! Just us. I'm just putting it out there. Just putting it out there. Who would you think? Anybody, right? Anybody in that cast comes to mind? I don't know. Let's go to regarding the succession of a witch. This is what happened to Angie at the end of that question mark arc, right? Eva Beatrice. You can just call her Eva because the jury's still out on Eva Beatrice being an actual witch or not. But Eva bequeathed the Beatrice title to Angie on her deathbed, so that's a valid succession of a witch right there. And then we also talked about Virgilia and Beatrice. Virgilia giving powers to, not giving, but like Beatrice taking the powers of the Endless Witch. So that's another, I guess, succession, if you want to say. And then, of course, Beatrice and Eva Beatrice, kind of a discussion. In the noble families of witches, family secrets are often inherited by a single child to prevent the unchecked propagation of hidden arts and the decline of quality. Well, now we're getting into Fate Stay Night territory, right? You know, that's pretty much Tosaka's entire storyline, right? If you know about Fate Stay. It is the same with the Endless Witches, where the greatest hidden art goes to a single child and the predecessor retires after passing it on, protecting even more strongly against the spread of the hidden art. Custom dictates that the witch from another sect must make a recommendation for the succession. Eva's reference was Lambda Delta. Andy's reference is Bernkastel. It's unknown who recommended Beato. It was Lambda Delta, apparently. From the last question mark, it was Lambda Delta. Furthermore, during the story, Beatrice passed on her name as well, but this custom only began recently. The predecessor was the original Beatrice, and all Endless Witches before her had different names. After that, it became customary that the name was also inherited, and Eva, following that tradition, gave Angie the name Beatrice. So they're all Beatrices now, because apparently custom makes it that everybody after Beatrice becomes some form of Beatrice. That's why we have Eva Beatrice and Angie Beatrice, if you guys are curious. Alright, good to know. Good info to know, guys. Let's go into episode 4. Are we ready? No! I said, are you ready for episode 4 of Umineko and Nakoroni? Well then, let's get ready to... Let's read. Hey, we're on October 4th already. No mucking around. We're not going on to any prehistory here. First day already. October 4th. We know what that is, right? They're already playing around the fucking plane and shit. We know what that's about. Hideyoshi's already laughing at Battler's ass. Being seasick, being airsick. Being a weak-ass fucking protagonist in general. In the lobby of the Nijima airport, Maria dashed around in excitement. My uproar in the plane must have been very funny to her, fucking bitch. Laughing at my ass. Yeah, Mom, get your fucking kid before I smack her ass upside the head. You better be sorry. I mean, he's not wrong. He is pathetic. Try 13 or 20 or something like that. Badly. Okay, okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
日も飛行機に乗ってればきっと克服できるわよ。
I trust her. Let's go. She only killed you last game. It's all good. She's still best girl.
母さんもよしなよ。バトラ君の乗り物嫌いはきっと遺伝だよ。
ああ。
Fuck you, George. Over here talking shit already.
あいつどういうわけか乗り物系がダメでな。自転車
Talking shit about my dead mom. Really, George? George over here talking shit about Badler's dead mom. Like literally. I'm not even exaggerating here, guys. That's what he's talking. He's talking about Asumu. Fucking dead. Come on, George. Have some class. Piece of shit. You stupid piece of shit.
怖い怖い、落ちる落ちる、ギャーギャーとうるせえ女だったさ。
子供は親が苦手があるものを危険だと学ぶものです。
You shut your fucking mouth. I'm talking about my fucking mom.
きっとバトラ君はアスムさん
You
の
shut
そう
your
いう
fucking
ところを見
stupid
て
dirty mouth. Oh, Carrie loves that, doesn't she? She loves that shit.
アスムさんの遺伝子ってわけか
Wow. She loves that.
さあな。だとしたら迷惑な遺伝子だな。アスムの話はよせ。
Exactly. George, fucking open your mouth. Shut your fucking mouth, bitch.
今ここにいるのはお前だ。
Exactly.
そうね。ごめんなさ
Hey,
い。
it's George's fault. You slap his fucking face right now. It's George's fault.
ハイヤーが来たで。ちょうど3台や。乗るで乗るで。
落ちる落ちる。パラシュートどこ？パラシュートどこ？
こんにゃら待て待て待ち上がれ。くすぐりの刑に称してやる。
元気でいいわ。バトラ君とマリアちゃんがいてくれなかったら機内の空気はさぞや硬かったでしょうね。
ありがとうよ。言葉通りの意味で受け取っとくぜ。ほらガキども、タクシー来てるぞ。お遊びは後にしろい。
タクシータクシー。
Taxi, taxi.
マリア一番乗り。
こら、マリアもバトラ
I'm
君
gonna
も
control that
もう
girl.
はしゃがない。人
Rosa?
にぶつかるわよ。
Come on now. Rosa? Tell Navani Rosa? His voice became a little frightening. Badler too, me too, had started to think that perhaps he was really fooling around too much when, just as expected, he bumped into someone. Oh no.
すみません。
It better not be who I'm thinking it is. Somebody with red hair? Somebody who shouldn't be there?
バトラ君たちはあっちの車だよ。待たせちゃってるよ。
Fuck you, George. Or something by Bastard George. I made an apologetic gesture to the person that I bumped into and ran up to my parents, who were telling me to come quickly. Who did I bump into? With clunking sounds, the doors on the 3 taxis were shut, one after another. Katung, katung, katung. And they departed, heading for the harbor. Who was that? Who was that masked person that I bumped into? Let's see. As their taxis dashed away, the entire world grew suddenly dull and slowed to a halt. I probably gave it away by my voice. You know who it is, guys. Voices to win and even sound! Absolutely everything ceased. As if they had been frozen in the instant a photo was taken. Everything moving or about to move stopped. People, machines, clock hands, even the dust dancing in the wind, frozen. Though this is kind of the feeling you would get like if you're watching a biography or something on A&E or something like that, right? It's kind of like a documentary kind of thing. They can only tell you the snippets of shit that people have already told them about, like the first-hand accounts, right? The eyewitness accounts and shit like that. So let's say an eyewitness saw the Ushiromiyas come into this airport dock and like get into the cars, and then they're going to the fucking Rokenjima Island and shit like that. That's all that you can know if you weren't there, basically. So a person who wasn't there, like Angie Ushiramiya, who never went to that conference in 1986, this is all she has to go on as far as the reality of what happened goes. So she's being told this story, and then she can live in that, telling of the story of somebody's eyewitness account. But after that shit takes place, right? After this scene plays out, so to speak, you don't have anything after that. So now the entire world becomes colorless. The entire world is frozen. The dust stops moving, right? The wind stops moving, shit, literally, because you don't have anything else after that eyewitness account to go on. So, like, anything else that you have after that is all speculation. Until the next, eyewitness account that tells you something else that happened further along in time. So you have nothing to go on after that little moment in time, basically. So that's what this feeling is that Angie's feeling right now. This is Angie, by the way. If you guys didn't know. People who were in the middle of walking frozen with one foot still raised. Scraps of paper dancing in the wind, frozen, pinned in midair. Let it go! Let it go! And among these stationary figures in this world that had come to a standstill, a single one moved. It's me. The guy my brother bumped into. His own sister. It was a woman! It was me, the master of unlocking! The very woman that Battler had just bumped into. It was truly the slightest of movements. Her gaze dropped, her shoulders lowered, a minuscule amount, and she sighed. That was all. In a normal world, that probably wouldn't even count as movement. But in this still world, it looked very out of place. Then something else moved. It was a black cat that had been dozing in the shadows near the taxi rank. What the hell is a taxi rank? Is that just like the line of taxis, I guess? Came up right behind the woman, and leisurely changed his form into that of a human. It's Bernie. It's Bernie Sanders, guys. What's up? What's up, Bernie? It wasn't a cat. It was a witch. Of course, the woman was also a witch. So now Bernkastel is part of the storyline for the first time. She's never been part of the actual episode. She's always been, isolated into the tea parties and the question mark arcs. So now I have to give her a voice, apparently. So I'm trying to think of who I can do for Bernie. Right away, I'm thinking of a politician, right? We're gonna have to do who's a good female politician? That's not like okay, I don't want to even say the name because it's a little polarizing to say the name. So first name Nancy, right? I mean, you guys know who I'm talking about. I'm not going to actually say the name because I don't want to have any if I do a voice like that for a character as prolific as this in this read along, I want to have some people come after me, right? And be like, oh, why are you doing Nancy's voice? Why wouldn't you do I don't know, what's her name's voice? The woman who almost became vice president, right? With 8 years ago. I forget her name because she's already been melted back into the ether where she came. But let's not do anything like that. Let's do somebody let's not political. Let's go with I don't know why I'm thinking of Dolly Parton right now, but I think I want to do Dolly Parton from Bernie. For some reason, I don't know why. There's no other reason why other than that I live in Nashville, to be honest. It really is. And Bernkastel is kind of cool. Kind of like one of the best characters in this game. And Dolly Parton's one of the best people in the world, so it makes sense to me, right? Oh, it's gonna be hard to do her voice, though. It really is. Let's take a quick break and listen to a Dolly Parton song, and hopefully I don't get a copyright strike by her. She's really good about doing that. Not doing that though. She's a very generous person. So if anybody wouldn't copyright strike me, I think it's Dolly Parton. So let's go ahead and play one of her songs. I'm trying to get her voice down. Just give me a second here, guys. I'll put up a BR back screen while I get this shit right here. BRB. what she said, right? If you're a 6-year-old child, anything you say to get these fucking mass of adults to stop going to the goddamn Broken Jimmy Island to their doom, just because you had the preference, you had the depression, sorry, of knowing that they're all gonna die, they're not gonna take you seriously, right? Oh, this is, you know, a little stupid kid trying to like have a tantrum about not wanting their parents to go to a fucking island for a weekend, right? That's all they're gonna think. We'll be back in 3 days, bitch. Shut the fuck up. That's what they'll say. So there's no way. No way! Andy's gonna be able to stop them. That's a 6-year-old at least.
そうね。もしこの場にいたなら、確率はゼロではなかった。
Oh, she's okay. Now she's saying if she'd actually been there, you might have been able to change some shit.
ゼロでない確率ならば、私は奇跡を探し出せる。私が体調を崩して置いていかれなければ。
With her head facing downwards, the witch tightened her fists. They were trembling very slightly. Very slightly.
あなたが寝込んだのは1986年10月3日。そしてベアとのゲーム版は10月4日から切り取られている。
Right out of the cusp.
あなたに体調を崩さない可能性が与えられていない。つまりあなたは本来絶対にゲーム版に上がれない存在なのよ。
She's out of the fucking game. Out of my game. Out of my game. Out of my game.
恩着せがましくてありがとう。
I used to say that all the time. I used to play Simon Says. I used to be a camp counselor. Let me start the story with that part. So I used to be a camp counselor, and I used to have legendary Simon Says games. And we're talking about like 100 people, 100 kids basically, all at once, playing Simon Says. And I'd be in the center, right? And like, okay, Simon Says do jumping jacks. Simon Says touch your left hand with the right hand. Okay, that's the right hand, out of the hand, out of my game, out of my game, out of my game. So anytime somebody does something that Simon doesn't say, out of my game, out of my game. And I touch him on the shoulder, out of my game. And they have to go. Like, you know what? You have to go. Even people who fucking did the wrong thing, and I didn't see it, I said out of my game, they go out of the game. Because they knew, you gotta be out of the game, dude. That's the gravitas I had on that shit. So, it's a pretty good memory, you know, having that kind of power over a bunch of kids. it's a great feeling, guys. Like, okay, you say like 3 lines, three words out of my game. And the entire world changes. And then the people that lasted, like the last 5 guys that lasted in the game, it was always guys, by the way, it wasn't girls. Yeah, I'm just saying, sorry, just saying. It's usually the last 5 guys always thought that they were the shit though, because they listened to, basically because they listened to directions, listened to an adult giving them directions, so they thought they were the shit. Just think about that for a second, guys. Right? That's the joke's on you, right? You think you won that game? You probably lost that game. Like that's you're a follower, not a leader, basically. If you win that game, so it was all kinds of like deliciously enjoyment for me. In every respect, so, but I'm kind of a weird guy, so don't worry about that. Well, thanks for being so patronizing, Angie says.
わかってるわ。こうしてお父さんやお母さんやお兄ちゃんの元気そうな姿を見られただけでも、これはとても素敵な奇跡なんだって分かってる。
Angie had been trying to stand in the way of her family and prevent them from going outside to the airport towards Rokkenjima. But that was impossible for Angie, who could not exist there on October 4th, 1986. Well, at least she like bumped into Badly, right? For a second. At least she registered and he said, "Oh, I'm sorry for bumping into you, ghost girl," or something like that, right? Just receiving a shoulder bump and words of apology from her older brother. Yeah, he said, "I'm sorry." Even though he hadn't known that she was his sister, that was still such a miracle. Could have moved her to tears. Yeah, he talked to you for a second, right? Senpai noticed you for a second. Start crying over that, right? I'm sure girls have done that before.
嫌味を言ってごめんなさい。私は
Hey guys,
あなたにもらった奇跡を 無駄になんかしないわ。頼もしいわね。さあ、彼らと一緒に行きましょう。
Let's go with him.
六軒島へ。
To Nashville, Tennessee.
駒たちがもうすぐすべて揃う。第4のゲームが幕を開けるわ。
Well, hell yeah!
ベアともバトラも、もう席についてる頃よ。六軒島へ、私の、いや、みんなの運命を変えた。1986年10月4日の六軒島へ。
What happened on that day? Oh, okay, this is Angie talking. I will expose that! Learn that! And I'll take them back! Back, I say! As I stood there with my fists still clenched, I surely turned my face to the heavens. A single teardrop in the depth of my eyes dripped down into the air. God damn it. I'm the master of fucking locking. And when the time started moving again, the two witches' figures were sucked into a blowing gale and erased in an instant. Oh, she's one of the witches. Okay, I was like, who? What two witches? It's Angie Beatrice and it's Bernkastel. Okay. Makes more sense now. Oh, let's go. Let me take off my little guy here. You can see this fucking opening here. Whoa! What was that last image, right? Very good stuff. Are you ready for the best damn Umineko stream? It's starting right now. Episode 4, babies. My babies. We're already in the golden room. Who is this? It's Rodove Robier-san! Ole.
快適なお目覚めのようですな。
快適な目覚めどころか。
ヒヒヒ。
ワクワクして一睡もできなかったぞ。何しろ楽しい第4のゲームの幕開けだからな。
It seemed that she truly had been so excited that she hadn't gotten any sleep. And yet, she showed absolutely no sign of tiredness. Was that due to her youth or how low her mental age was? Umineko chose not to say that aloud and laughed at instead.
前回はバトラのやつを徹底的にケチョンケチョンにしてやった。あのまんまと騙されたというバトラの顔。
She really got him.
実にざまあなかったぞ。それにしてもやつもまだへこんでるのではあるまいな。
へこんでいる。
まああやつめいい年してちょっと素直すぎるとことかあるの？
ございますね。そこが魅力とも申しますが。
そうであろう。まあそれでだ。前回のあれ
あやつめコロッと引っかかってくれたであろう。
That's what she said.
コロッと豪快。生まれてからただの一度も人に騙されたことのない無垢なバラのつぼみにも似た純粋さをお嬢様が存分に蹂躙。冬の朝、美しき新雪の平原を存分に駆け回って踏みにじり尽くす喜びにも代え難いでしょうな。お嬢様はバトラ様の純粋な心を実に痛快に豪快に無残に無慈悲に無教養に実はちょっぴりやりすぎちゃったんじゃないかななんて不安になってしまうくらいに暴虐の限りを尽くされました。普通ならへこむでしょうな。それはもう二度とお嬢様の顔を見たくない。
Yeah, I think Badler's done with Beatrice.
分かっておるではないか。ガラワはそのだな。いよいよ第4のゲームが始まるというのに、もしもあやつが意気消沈していて卓につかないというようなことがあったら、
No, he's gonna be wanting to kick your ass, but he's not gonna want to like be your friend anymore.
そ
I
う
think.
ならば先に対策を準備した方が良いかと思い、お前に先にそれを問うたわけだ。
No need, no need, no need.
でしたらやはり対策をご用意された方がよろしいでしょうな。
Okay.
残念ながらバトロ様はお嬢様の例の北風と太陽作戦でかなりショックをお受けになったようです。
Oh?
ショックというとどのくらい？
Beata lowered her voice slightly, asking timidly. Unove went along with that and lowered his voice in the same way.
実は膝を抱いてうずくまられてもう
What?
だいぶになります。
Not surprising. Crybaby.
何度かお声をおかけしたのですがお返事をされません。お食事もお運びしたのですが手を触れた様子もありません。
I wonder if he's lying about that.
それは難儀だな。あやつそこまでへこんでおったか。
無理もありますまい。何しろお嬢様が徹底的におやりになりました。
Comprehensively.
普通なら人間不信になりましょうな。
ほう、人間不信なら好都合。
I mean, has Badler ever dated somebody before? Like that's sounds like my first girlfriend, right? Pretty much did the same thing to me. I mean, we won't go into the specifics here, but yeah, made me mistrust pretty much every other woman. After that, I would say that's an easy fucking comparison to what Badler experienced with Beatrice. Apparently, he's never had any kind of girlfriend before, so. Or ex-girlfriend, I would say, probably. Because that's something that definitely happens to young guys. And you like learn from it and you grow and you start, you know, trusting more people eventually. Eventually, right? So it might take him a while to get over it, to bounce back, right? Just gotta tighten it up. He's gotta tee it up.
人間など見限って魔女を信じると良いぞ。
You gonna trust a witch that fucked him over? Right?
すまぬ。ふざ
Yeah, I know I tried to joke about it, but it seemed that the situation was quite serious. And after picking up on this, she hid her laughter. Oops.
そんなにも深刻なのか。
It's pretty serious.
第4のゲームの開始はもう少し待ってやった方が良いか。
Oh, we ain't gonna wait. We already started this shit.
ベルンカステル教のお客人もおいでになってお
Ain't
り
no
ますの
stopping
で
this train.
第4のゲームは速やかに開始された方がよろしいです。
Exactly.
ただお嬢様はバトロ様に多少気を使われても良いかもしれませんな。
Okay, Ronave, he's a bro. He's a real bro. He's over here broing it up on the sidelines, broing it up like a real wingman. I like it. I like Ronave. I like the look of that. I didn't get that feeling from the first fucking game he was in, and the second game. But he's got it down now. Hell yeah, consideration, bitch. I say hell yes.
あやつは落ち込んでいるのだから、そうだな。元気づけてやるとか。
What's he thinking?
心を暗く閉ざした者に暗く接しても無駄なこと。その暗闇に負けないほどの明るさで照らし出すほかないでしょうな。
Well put.
しっかしょー！いい加減にしやがれ！
あんたごときにロドウェ様が焼いてくれたクロワッサンなんてもったいないもん。私が美味しく食べちゃおうかな。
Bandler's stomach involuntarily grounded the fragrant smell of the croissant. His breakfast plate was empty, but he hadn't eaten any of it. The biggest glutton of the seven sisters of purgatory. Beelzebub had waited for Rodove to leave, and then had come to snatch the food away. Battler had discovered her in the process. They had been charging about, causing a crazy amount of noise ever since. Even though Beelzebub could have ended it by either giving it back already, or else throwing it into her own mouth, she intensely ran around in circles, making fun of Battler.
俺の朝飯返しやがれ！今返したらデコピン一発で許してやる。もしも食ったりしてみろ！
代わりにお前を食べてやるぞ。
Oh shit!
私を食べられるものなら食べてごらんなさいよ。
Damn!
捕まえた！今はてめえの太ももよりそのパンが食いてんだ。
Oh, he knew what she was talking about. Okay, okay.
おとなしく
My man.
そいつを返しやがれ！ふっかギギギギギギギこいつ最後まで抵抗を。
ダメよダメよ、あげないもん。
Okay, this scene is a little risque. I'll say it right now, a little risque.
クロワッサンも私に食べてほしいって思ってるもん。
Okay.
イエーイ！ヤッホー！はよーバトライ！こいつ朝っぱらからまだくよくよしてるのか？新しい一日とゲームの始まりであるぞ。元気出して、
Oh my god.
行ってみよう。
Oh my god. The door opened forcefully, like a marathon runner drawn on a certain caramel box. Wheaties. No, it's not Wheaties. Their hands held high in idiotic cheeriness, Beato appeared. For some reason, countless country flags and confetti scattered everywhere, creating what was clearly intended to be the perfect party atmosphere. Battler and Beelzebub, who had been grappling on the floor over the croissant, completely forgot about their argument and stared at her speechless.
おはようございます、ベアトリーチェ様。それでは私はこれで。
Damn, she put ice in Beelzebub's game. She was having a good moment with Battler right there, right? I think. And then Beatrice comes in, does her fucking inexplicable shit right there. That kind of sucks. Sucks for them both.
はいバトロ君、あーして。
Oh, here we go. She saves the moment. He stuffs the croissant in his mouth. Nice.
よう、おはようベアト。朝から絶好調なようで何よりだ。
Beato and Battler looked at each other. It seemed that neither had a clue what was going on with the other.
バトラー？どういうことだロノウェイ？ 膝抱いてないし返事してるしというか食事中だったし
Yeah, I totally thought he was lying. Got you. Got your ass.
いえいえ、毛布の中で膝を抱くようにぐっすりお休み
He
で
didn't
ござい
lie.
ました。
There you go.
お目覚めの時間をお知らせしたのですが、まるでお気になられず、食事をしようにもいたずら猫が迷い込んでそれどころではなかったようで。
He got you good.
よく言うぜ。てめえこそ前回はでっかく騙してくれやがったじゃねえか。事情はさっぱりだが朝からいい気味だぜ。
Nice.
とりあえずロノベ朝からナイス。
Nice one, bro.
恐れ入りますバトラー様。
The two sucked their thumbs as though they had forged some kind of male bond, chuckling together. For a while, Beato acted energetically, trying to hide her embarrassment. Good stuff, good stuff.
俺をあんまり舐めるんじゃねえ。まさか俺が膝を抱いてまだいじけてるとでも思ってたのかよ。
前回あれだけ悔し涙を流しておったのはどこの誰だというのか。
Hey, who was that crybaby? Who was that?
あの涙をたっぷりと小瓶にでも集め化粧水にすればよかったわ。
Nice.
うるせえや。
It's a perfume, guys, by the way.
あれはそのてめえの下手くそな芝居の頂点階にちょいと驚かされちまっただけだ。
She got you good.
みっともねえとこ見せちまったが二度と同じ手が通用すると思うなってんだ。
無論よ。同じ手に何度も引っかかってわらわを失望させるな。
ああ見てろよ。俺はくじけるたびに強くなる男だってことを教えてやるぜ。
I would hope so.
だがなベアト。
なんだ。
二度とするな。
ほう、なんでだ。やはり絡めては苦手か。
俺とお前は敵同士で絶対に手を取り合うことはないってことを俺は。だからもう二度とそれを勘違いさせるような不愉快な真似をするな。
そうは言うがな、そなたの弱点と知って。
Beato thought they were still joking around, but that had disappeared from Battler's expression some time ago. Beato felt as though his eyes were like the surface of black tea gone cold.
いいな。二度とするな。
わからんぞ。忘れた頃にまたやるかもな。
二度とするな。
Pierced by a strong and forceful gaze, Beato held her tongue. She may have thought that Battler would surely be the one to break that silence with laughter. However, Battler's serious expression didn't change in the slightest. So to break that silence, Beato had no choice but to start laughing herself. That's when you know you lost the conversation. You start laughing yourself, try to break that fucking tension. Yeah, she lost that shit.
それでよい。
Oops. Oops.
そなたとわらわは好敵視。どのような良好な関係になろうとも敵同士であることの一線を越えることはない。そなたがそれを勘違いしなかったなら。
そうだな。お前が敵であることを一瞬だけ忘れかけた。二度と同じ醜態は晒さない。お前の絡め手にかかることは二度とない。二度と。
第4のゲームが待ちきれないのはどうやらわらわだけではなかったらしい。嬉しいぞバトラー。
Alright.
さあ席につけ。
ああ、望むところだぜ。もう小手先の騙しは効かねえぞ。
生きがるな。前回のゲームの最後の謎、南條殺しの謎も降参したままのくせに。
今はまだ答えを保留するさ。
I already gave you an answer, dude. You didn't want to listen to me.
だがな、くじけたわけじゃねえぞ。必ずお前の真っ赤な真実を破り。
良い心意気だ。やはりそなたは不死鳥のごとき男よ。わらわの見込みを裏切らぬ。それでは第4のゲームの幕を開ける。だがその前に我らは新しい客人を迎えなければならないよ。
Oops. New guest. It's the name of the fucking episode, right?
そなたも覚えておる？前回のゲームの最後、招待状もなく現れ、余興を台無しにした謎の女よ。
It saved your bacon.
あいつか。
Yeah, without her, you would have been fucking signing that shit
加わりた
away.
いというのでな。正式に招待状を送り、この席へ招かせていただいた。
Nice.
ロノウェ、客人を呼べ。
So in the meta world, we can have people
その必要はないわ。
from 1998 appear in 1986. Or at least people that were alive in 1986 can appear together with people that are alive in 1998. Either way. We don't know when or where the meta world is. We know it's timeless, you know it's dimensionless, we know it is locationless. So witches can interact with humans regardless of whether they exist or not. Magical beings can exist alongside people that are actually in reality in the meta world. There are no rules for the meta world. So Angie, who's from 1998, can interact with Battler, who's from 1986. Easily.
もういるわよ。
She's already there. The voice that answered Biano's call came from the darkness in a corner of the room. It was from the Master of Unlocking. Battler turned around in surprise to discover that the mysterious woman was suddenly there,
おや、
as she unlocked herself masterfully.
そなたも人が悪い。来ていたならば挨拶の一つもすればよいもの。
私、殴る前に挨拶する習慣ない。
Oh shit.
でも、殴り終わってからならしてあげるわ。
Oh, punch this bitch in the face. Let's go.
なんとする？
I want to see that punch.
軍内、幅。
笑える。実に笑える。
And punch some bitch out and say good night. Have a nice dream. I like that. Beato cackled and clapped her hands. That was only Beato, and nothing rose to Battler's face except an uncertain smile.
あんた武闘派だな。
Battler's eyes met with the woman, shrugging his shoulders as he spoke. But the woman didn't answer, giving only a cold stare in return.
前回は土壇場で世話になったな。礼を言うぜ。
礼なんていらない。あなたがぶったるんでただけよ。
Oh shit.
私は目を覚ませと言っただけ。
Flaccid is, limp-dicked, basically. That's literally what it means.
そうだね。バトルはぶったるんでるな。
Of course the girls jump on that one, right? Goodness gracious. Beato tried to laugh in agreement, but the woman wasn't listening. She did absolutely nothing except stare at Battler with ice-cold eyes.
どうやら俺は嫌われてるみてえだな。
あなたが本気で戦ってないからイラついてるだけよ。
Exactly.
俺が本気じゃないだと。
Hell no, you better not be serious. If
あの
that's serious, you're
データ
fucking in
が
trouble,
本気だっ
dude.
たとでもバカにしないで。いつまでこんな魔女の茶番に付き合ってるつもりだよ。
Exactly.
俺は俺なりにベアトと戦ってる。
Quote unquote fighting? Really?
もちろん本気でだ。
本気で
Wow.
笑わせないで。魔女といつまでも永遠にお茶を飲んで談笑しているだけのあなたが本気で
Damn,
戦
called
ってい
him
る。
out.
冗談は髪型だけにして。
Oh!
俺も最初はこの魔女のゲームに不慣れて散々な目に遭わされてきたさ。 だがな、ようやく戦い方やそのコツが見
It's
えて
fucking fourth game, dog. You're starting to see how she's doing it now? It's a little too late for that.
俺のこれまでの無様さがあんたには本気でないように見えたのなら、それは誤りだぞ。
You fucking tighten up, dude. It's time to tighten up.
そう。
確かに俺がベアとの胸ぐらをつかみ上げるのに必要な距離はまだかなりあるだろうと思う。しかしその距離はどれほど長大であろうとも有限だ。そして俺はゲームを重ねるごとに一歩一歩確実にその距離を詰めている。
Why don't I believe a word he says?
時間はかかろうともあの魔女を追い詰め
Why?
必ずチェックメイトする。
I don't believe a word he says.
それには奴がよく口にするように1000年をかけるかもしれない。
I believe that. I believe that.
だがそれでもいつか必ず打ち勝つ。なぜか俺が絶対に負けを認めないから。絶対に立ち止まらない。追い詰め続ける。
Good luck.
だからつまり言えることはただ一つ。俺はいつか必ずあの魔女に勝つってことだ。
気の長い話ね。あなた勝つ気あるの？有限もその扱いを間違えれば無限と化す。
Just notice that what she's saying right now is the same thing that Lambda Delta said to Beato. Are you even trying to win? Or are you trying to like make this fucking game last forever and not win? Like that's, you can say the same thing about Battler that you can say about Beato. Are they trying to win or are they trying to like just, I don't know, coexist in infinity together in this fucking interlock battle? And why would they be doing that, right? Why would they both be doing that? There's a good answer for that. To say the answer would be a spoiler, so I'll just pose the question right now. Because we're in the question arcs, guys. You don't get the answers now. Fuck you guys. Thinking you're getting the answers now. Fuck you. You're just like George. You want the answers now? Well, George, Shatters, you don't get the fucking answers now. You can suck that D. Suck that D. You ain't getting shit until you get to the answer arcs.
今のあなたはすでに亀すら追い越せないアキレスなのよ。なるほどね。私が必要なわけだわ。こんなざまじゃ何億年をかけようとも無限の魔女に勝てるわけがない。
お前は何者なんだ。
Who are you?
名前くらい聞かせてくれたって。
Who are
じゃ
you?
あ当たらねえだろ。
So I'm debating whether to tell you guys this or not. I'll go ahead and tell you. It would actually kill her to tell her name to Battler. One of the rules, and we haven't seen this yet, so don't worry if you are perplexed at what I'm saying here. But Bernkastel, Bernie tells Angie before this game, don't tell Battler your name, because if you tell him who you are, you no longer exist in the meta world, and your body will go back to the fucking 1998 reality fragment. You will no longer have a chance to save your family. So she doesn't want to tell him her name and or reveal who she is, which is why, you know, she appears as her 1998 self. It doesn't look anything like Angie that he knows, but of course she's acting like she's Angie, but he doesn't have the fucking 2 cents to know who she is, which is a good thing for her, because once he realizes who she is, she disappears from the meta world, and he's on his own again, and he definitely needs all the help he can get, obviously, right? So a little spoiler there, guys. She can't say the name. She won't say the name. She'll never say the name. Well, she will eventually, I guess. Look out for that. At that point, the woman fell silent, gazing straight into Battler's eyes. At first, Battler faltered under the firmness of that look, and his gaze wavered slightly. But as her eyes continued to stare into his, gradually he found himself becoming lost in them. And in their depths, he saw a light. He had seen it some time before. Oh, he kind of remembers who that is. Ballard was struck by how strongly they resembled the eyes of a girl who definitely couldn't be here. Interesting. That was completely impossible.
そんなバカなとは思うんだが、なぜかそんな気がするんだ。でもそんなことあるわけがない。まだあいつは6歳のはずだ。
No, he already knows who she is. He already knows.
お前まさか
She can't say it though.
なのか。
She can't confirm it or say it.
そうだと言ったらあなたは信じるの？
That's a nice way around that.
言い方を変えるわ。私はあなたの味方よ。だから信用してあなたは信じるの？初対面の正体不明の女が自分の知人になんとなく似ているからという理由だけであなたは無条件に信用してしまうの？
That's a great way to say it. So now he doesn't have to think she's Angie, but he can think that she's definitely on his side. So he had that feeling for a second.
そんなお人よしだから前回のゲームであっさり騙されて悔し涙をボロボロこぼすことになるのよ。あなた自分で言ったわ。その子は6歳なんでしょ？私が6歳に見える？
She has to say that, so he doesn't think that she's Angie.
にもかかわらず私がその子だと実証したならそれを鵜呑みにするの？
それを言われるとすまん。そうだな。俺はお人よしだ。
Well, I'm gonna like do something real quick here, guys. You see the mouse? Look what I'm doing here. Remember what I'm doing here. Remember that. Remember that Ballard doesn't remember this shit. Because he's a fucking dumbass dipshit. I wonder who gave Angie these, right? And Ballard doesn't recognize this shit. Even though he almost put two and two together and figured out that she was Angie. He almost. But now he's fucking gotten away with it. Remember that.
そいつを前回のゲームで思い知らされたはずなのにな。
Because of the last game, we're ostensibly saying because of the last game he was too trusting of Beato. He doesn't recognize what these are. Like, come on, dude. Come
お
on.
前が言う俺が本気じゃないってのも。
そうよ。あなたは魔女と戦っているつもりでしょうけどただ慣れ合って遊んでいるだけ。チェスで仲良く戦って遊んでいるだけなのよ。あなたたちにとってそれは真剣勝負でしょうけれどそれを離れて見ている私には仲良くルールに守られてただ遊んでいるようにしか見えない。
Ouch. Ouch.
きついな。
でもその大遊びに勝てない限りあなたはここから解放されない。だから私が来たのよ。このゲームに決着をつけるためにね。今のあなたは魔女を追い詰めていると称しながら車輪の中を延々と走り続けるハムスターみたいなもの。
Damn, she's laying it down, dude. She's laying it down.
あれか。夜な夜なくるくると車輪の中を走り続けるあれか。
Those little battlers, you mean? Little hamster battler?
車輪の中を走り続けることは一見無限の魔女ベアトリーチェ。まるであなたのことね。
Uh-oh.
そしてその車輪の中で戦ってるつもりで滑稽にいつまでも走り続けているのが彼。これはゲームじゃない。彼を永遠に閉じ込めているだけのカゴでしかない。
ほう。わらわの無限をネズミが遊ぶ車輪風情に呼ばわるか。面白い面白い。
ある次元における無限はより高次元において無限をなさないものよ。メンガーのスポンジが無限の表面積を持つのは3次元未満の世界での話。3次元の現実においては質量ゼロ。
No shit.
無限どころか存在さえできない。
威勢のいい女よ。わらわの敵を名乗る程度の資格はあるらしい。
あんた何者なんだ。
You already asked that, dude. Stop asking that shit. See, I can't tell you.
私はあなたの味方、そして魔女の敵よ。もちろん 信じなくていい。私が本当にあなたの味方であるかなんて、むしろ、私のことをうさんくさいと思うくらいの警戒心の方が望ましいわ。
そうだな。
Now she has to Usher-me a sash on her fucking left arm, right? Oh, she's suspicious.
前回、ひでえ目
Does
に
he
遭
not
わさ
see
れた
that
んだ。
shit? I guess he doesn't see that shit.
そのくらいの用心深さは必要だな。俺も、もう二度と騙されるのはごめんだぜ。
Okay, look at that. That's a one-winged eagle, right? One-winged eagle. That's when we see Angie again, we'll see the other one. We had to laugh with true satisfaction. In a way, that was insulting only to Battler.
人はいきなり騙
Hey,
さ
look
れ
at
て
this. Look at that. What is that? What is that, guys? What the hell is that? Exact same fucking symbol, right? How do you not fucking know who she is? I'm sorry, you're dumb.
自らの確認を怠り、それを他人に委ねた時、騙される。
Line of the century right there.
他の人が渡り始めたから、もう信号は青になったと思った。じゃあ、事故の言い訳にはならないってこと。わかる？
ああ、わかるぜ。与えられた情報を鵜呑みにするんじゃなく、自分の頭で考えろってことだろ。
For the first time in this game,
俺はベアトに見せられた魔法を。
you had Virgilia think for you, you had Beatrice think for you, right? You even had Angie think for you in the last game. How about you think for yourself, for once in your life? Battler.
考えることをやめていた。だから。
You never started thinking, dog. Battler grimaced as he remembered many painful losses. Seeing that, the witch laughed audaciously once again.
私はあなたが有利になるように助言する。もちろんあなたは私のそれを鵜呑みにすべきではない。私が味方であることの絶対の保証なんて誰にもできないのだから。
In the last game, Virgilia, who I thought was an ally, turned out to be on the witch's side after all. Battler couldn't get that airy smile won by Virgilia, who he'd even thought of as dependable, out of his head. Yep.
だから私を無条件で信用なんてしなくていい。故に私の助言も参考意見程度に留めてもらって大いに結構。だって魔女とのゲームを戦っているプレイヤーはあなたなんだから。
そうだな。外野の指し手に従って打ったから負けたなんて情けねえ言い訳だもんな。
そうとも。わらわの相手はバトラよ。そなたなど外野に過ぎぬわ。それをわきまえているとは良いことだ。
いいえ、外野じゃないわ。ベアトリーチェと後ろ宮バトラ、そしてそれを俯瞰する私がまるで三角形のような形になって戦うのよ。一見これは共闘ではないけれど、一緒に戦うばかりが共闘ではない。
ほう、珍妙なことを言い出す。
さっき彼は戦うことをあなたとの距離を詰めると表現した。でも一つの目では距離は測れない。
Oh, I like that. I like that. You gotta hit the perspective. You gotta get two different points to get the entire distance of something. The three-dimensional distance.
二つの目があって初めて物事は立体的に見え、
Bam.
その距離も測れる。
Right? Bam.
そして二つの視点があっても同じ場所からでは意味がない。離れている方が魔女を正確に測ることができる。
異なる立場から異なる角度で撃つ十字砲火ってことだな。面白いぜ。
異なる立場から異なる角度で撃つ。だから私は誰とも慣れ合わない。自分の立ち位置をずらし魔女を挟み撃ちにするために。
That's to triangulate your ass.
いいのかバトラー。その女は実はわらわが差し向けた不平かもしれぬぞ。
I like that move by Beato. I like that move.
もっともらしいことを言ってそなたを信用させようとしているだけかも
With
し
those
れぬ。
crazy eyes.
かもな。こいつはさっきからそれをずっと重ねていっている。だからこいつの助言はもちろん鵜呑みになんかできないだろうさ。だがそれが信用に値するものか否か、俺は自ら考えて、俺が自ら考えることをやめない限り、俺はもう誰にも騙されない。
大した自信だぞ後ろ宮バート。
Petalier!
そこまで言い切ったそなたをコロリとまた騙してみたいぞ。そして再び騙されたことを知った時にそなたがどんな顔を浮かべるのか、わらは見てみたい。気に入った。
クハハクハハクハハハ。
なあ、あんたは俺の名を知ってるようだが。
He keeps asking her fucking name, dude. This is the third time now.
名前を聞かせてくれ。
Tell him a fake name. For a while, the woman remained silent, without the slightest change in her expression. Because she was the master of unlocking, and she wasn't ready to unlock. That's why. She looked as though she couldn't decide whether to say her name or not, or possibly as though she was deciding what to call herself on the spot. That's probably that second part was probably the right thing.
グレーテル。
Gretel. As in Hansel and Gretel. Hey. Gretel's the one that saved Hansel's ass from being fucking eaten alive by the witch, right? And they're both sister and brother. So that makes a lot of sense, right? Gretel, the sister of the guy who saved the guy's ass from being eaten by the fucking witch. I mean, literally, that's what Gretel is. Bam.
グレテル？
Girdle? No, no, motherfucker. She said Gretel.
お前がか？
What?
バカね、名前よ。私のことはグレーテルと呼んで。
じゃあ、俺はヘンゼルとでも名乗った方がいいか。
If you get the reference, you should.
冗談さ。俺は後ろ宮バトラ。
He's so stupid that he doesn't understand the reference, right? Like, I just told you the guys, I just told you the reference, right? Like, it's about two fucking siblings who are fighting a goddamn witch, trying to eat them alive. So he called himself Hansel, right? He called himself the brother. He doesn't get that she's the sister. He doesn't get that. He's, oh, I'm just Ruby and Butler. That's his fucking second sentence. Instead of putting two and two together. That's how stupid this guy is.
バトラと呼んでくれ。
Oh my god.
よろしく。握手は嫌い。
To meet you, dumbass.
気を悪くしないでね。
そうだな。
Don't touch me, fucking dipshit.
悪い。
You're crazy with what about for me if you touch me.
お前が味方と決まったわけじゃないしな。警戒心を持てって言われたばかりなのにな。
Balor threw back the right hand he stuck out. Dumbass. His bitter smile disappeared and was replaced by a strong expression of resolve for their new game. Now in its fourth iteration.
バトラ、あなたはどうして魔女に勝たなければならないのか気に入らないからやっつけるなんて抽象的なものではダメ。絶対に魔女を打ち倒してこの世界から抜け出すという強い信念を持って。
That's good advice.
あなたの帰りを待っている人が必ずいるから。その子のためにも。
Maybe she had something in her mind. Gretel clenched a fist in front of her chest and hung her head in silence, at a loss for words for a short while. Beato spoke up in a forceful voice, shattering that silence.
よし。これにてグレーテルとやらの自己紹介を。
Oh, she knows who she is. She ain't saying the name. Say my name, say my name. Nope.
思い出してごらんなさい。10月4日に何があったのか。第4のゲームの幕開けであるぞ。
In unison with her voice, the clock, which had been turned back to October 4th, 1986 October 4th, to be precise, started to move as though blown by a suddenly raging storm. While we remain in the witch's tea room, The blue-gray sea and the green Rokkenjima spread out beneath us, and we could see the boat heading there, trailing a wake behind it. The sky was already cloudy, and it seemed like the barrier of the typhoon would soon shut the island away. The stage is set. Wingless. I think I said it was wings last time. In the last stream. It's Wingless. My favorite song. The boat docked in the harbor, and Goda, who had been waiting there, could be seen helping to unload it. And finally, the boat dropped all the passengers and began to separate from the island. The relatives started to get swallowed up by the island. My island! Because I'm Beatrice.
マリアは相変わらず元気だな。
マリアちゃん、気
Fuck
を
you,
つけないと
George.
転ぶよ。
Shut the fuck up, George.
気をつけて。
Tired of your fucking voice, George.
落ちる落ちる沈む沈む
She's still clowning Battler. All of my fondly remembered cousins I had loved so much danced away through the beach, disappearing as though they were sucked into the forest path leading to the mansion. And of course, Oni-chan could be singing among them too. Who's Oni-chan? Oh, okay, I guess that was supposed to be Gretel, quote unquote, talking. That was Battler. So again, we're getting a second-hand account of what probably the fisherman, the boat captain, whoever, who took these guys to the island, what they saw before, you know, that was the last time they saw these guys alive, basically. So that was their account that everybody heard, you know, as well as Eva told on like talk shows and shit when she came back alive and everybody else was dead. This is all she has to go on. Angie has to go on only these little snippets of memories that people have, and they're like eyewitness accounts. So there's nothing you can really do or say to change this kind of like history, because this is literally all she has to go on as far as what happened on October 4th, 1986. Battler's getting clowned. That's pretty much what everybody thinks is what happened. I love that. So everybody knows that Battler's a fucking clown. That's undisputed. Maria Oni-chan, who I loved, dashed away and Oni-chan chased after her. My brother, who's a dumbass, chased after her. They were swallowed up by the forest. So when she says they were swallowed up, that's the last thing she can, she's heard of them being alive. They were swallowed up by the Rokkenjima forest, because after that, nobody has any more, you know, eyewitness accounts of what happened. After that, everything's a mystery of what happened. After that, everybody dies, pretty much, and nobody knows how. After that, following in pursuit, Mom and Dad were also swallowed up. Swallowed. The rest of my relatives were swallowed up too. Swallowed up, leaving only me behind. Gretel.
いつまでこんなところで魔女と戯れて遊んでいるのよ。早く帰ってきてよ。お兄ちゃん、私を一人ぼっちにしないで。そして気がついて、残された私がどれだけ辛く寂しい世界で孤独を強いられるかを。
Ouch. Got a feel for Gretel right there, right? This guy's over here having fun with the witch. Holy shit! St. Lucia's Academy? After 1986? Whoa! Where else have we heard this name, right? Higurashi no Nakakori. Higurashi! Higurashi Sotsu! Higurashi go! This is the exact same school, guys. That was featured in Higurashi. Again, St. Lucia is the school that Jessica went to. Jessica was the fucking president in 1986, the student body president. the same school that Rika and Satoko go to in 1987. So 1 year before that, Jessica is the president. The year after that, Rika and Satoko are the freshmen. So I wonder what year Angie's going there, right? Is Angie there the same year that Rika and Satoko are there? That would make a lot of sense to me, right? It's this 1987? It says it's after 1986, right? It's gotta be, because 1986 was Jessica's year as the president, and then she died, right? She died that Christmas, or I'm sorry, that Halloween. Got the wrong fucking holiday. And then after 1986, guess who went to fucking St. Lucia's? It probably wasn't 1987 because then she was like, what, 7 years old? So it couldn't have been that. Maybe 1988, 9, whatever. So at that point, maybe Rika and Satoko are either seniors or they have graduated. But we can say that maybe Angie knows Rika and or Satoko because they all went to the same fucking school, right? Every single one of them went to the same fucking school. So let's think about that, guys, for a second. We'll be right back. It's awesome violin soundtrack. Have fun with that. What's this sound called? Angie Maria, really? I'm sorry, steady pace, steady pace. We're gonna be at a steady pace for the rest of this episode. BRB though. And we're back. Yes. Let's go back to school, guys. Hopefully with a mask on. Goki Genyo. This is what they say Even in Higurashi, they'll say Goki Genyo. Good day to you. Because they're trained fucking automatons in this goddamn school. It's one of the worst schools you could ever go to as a young girl. Because they train you to be pretty much a wife of a fucking successful fancy man, basically. That's all the school is, basically. Train you how to get a man who's worth a lot of money. And if you don't fall in line, you literally get put into a jail cell. And like Satoko did in Higurashi Go. Because you don't want to conform to society, basically. That's pretty much the way the school is running. If you're at the top of the school, you're in the sorority with Rika and her fucking sycophants, I guess you want to say. Who need to fucking get taken down a peg, at least by Satoko, but if you don't want to be that, you probably shouldn't go to the school. Unfortunately, Satoko goes to the school, and she has no inclination to be what they want her to be. And neither does Angie. So Angie's in the same class as Satoko. She doesn't want to be in the school, but Eva put her in the school. And you're gonna see how that's gonna go for her in a second here. Gokigenyo. Gokigenyo is a standard greeting used here. No matter how many years pass by, this style of greeting still feels very awkward. Very awkward. I had responded to the greeting in order to stifle that awkward feeling. But the classmate who spoke and looked at me blankly. Yeah, you can already see how this is gonna go, right? She greets her and then she starts laughing. Like, oh, you actually talk back to me? You fucking idiot. That's how this is gonna go. The choice of words and manner were certainly what you would expect from a school for rich girls. But at their core, they were as innocent and cruel as any children of that age. It seems they found it funny that I mistakenly thought the greeting had been directed at me. No, it might be the opposite. Maybe I should say that they didn't know what to do after being greeted by an introverted kid like me. Oh, judging by the looks of my classmates, glancing this way over their shoulders and whispering to each other. There were even some who seemed to consider their refreshing morning ruined. I am a depressing. Because no one likes me. So, trying not to get in the way of everyone's refreshing morning anymore, I entered the classroom in a low crouch. And almost like I was cutting across the aisle in the movie theater while the movie was still running. This is an all-dorm academy called St. Lucia's Academy. It's not a school that just anyone can get into by simply passing a test. You gotta get that money. It's a hidden rich girl school, known only to a select group of celebrities from various circles. From lofty nobles who truly wish their daughters to be brought up like saints. St. Bernards. This is probably the ideal academy in which to protect them from the impurities of the common world. But at the same time, it was probably also a convenient place for nobles to confine daughters who didn't want the public to know about. As well as an academy isolated from the impurities of the common world, it also held excellent potential as a prison school. That's like I was saying. Definitely a prison school. I was truly among the latter and spent my days confined in St. Lucia's Academy. As the weeks, months, and years dragged on at a mind-numbing pace. Of course, there weren't that many students like me, and you couldn't tell us apart from a glance. However, even if they didn't come forward, you could usually guess from their appearance, because they were always hanging their heads all the time, with an expression on their faces as though the whole world had abandoned them, and their parents. And every class had 1 or 2 kids like that, so even if they didn't speak up about it, you can guess who they were. So, even though I would never confess that I was one of those kids, at some point everyone in the class knew. It's like how the seriousness of your injury grants you status in the hospital room. Here, status is granted by the nobility of your birth. Those who aren't permitted to go out in the public are probably nothing more than filth to them. They must think that getting involved with students like that would dirty them as well. Whenever such a rumor sprang up about a particular student, those fastidious girls would about face and grow cold and distant, chasing that student out of all possible social groups. That's pretty much exactly what happened in Higurashi too. So, you're getting an explanation of what's happening in Higurashi in episode 4 of Umineko. And there's a reason why they did that. There's a reason why Higurashi Go and Sotsu is a bridge to Umineko. If you watch episodes 3 and 4, you would know of Umineko. To be clear, I have to think that for this quiet and solitary school life of mine, well, that's only if hearing people whisper behind my back, finding my things lost or broken all the time, and having everyone pretend that they don't know anything about it can be called a quiet school life. It can be called a quiet bullying life, but I must be wearing a weary expression. Okay, they might have meant wearing. That's not how you spell wearing, but okay. A weary expression already this morning. I can understand completely why my other classmates, who had been enjoying a refreshing morning, would want to click their tongues upon seeing it. Consciously trying to do my best to avoid tainting my classmates' morning, I quietly took my seat. Damn. What existence, right? Then unusually someone came to talk to me. It was the class leader. Gokigen-yo, Ushiro-miya-san.
朝からご機嫌斜めなご様子ね。ちゃんと睡眠は取られてる？
何かご用ですか？
What's your business with me, bitch?
学年発表会のアンケートまだ提出してないの。後ろ宮さんだけよ。昨日までが提出日だったの。お忘れ？
I'm pretty sure I heard something about that sometime last week. But I think the questionnaires hadn't been passed out yet. Oh, she never got it because somebody fucked her up. Somebody jammed her up. All the necessary information would be written on that, so it should have been no problem to forget about it until it was handed out.
アンケート用紙もらってないですけど。
そんなはずありませんよ。寮長から全員にちゃんと配布されてるはずです。
This fucking dormitory leader didn't do shit.
なくしてしまったならそうと素直におっしゃればいいのに。
なくしました。今すぐ書きますから。用紙をいただけますか？
Again, either someone lost my paper or they intentionally didn't tell me about it. I have no way of knowing who was behind that. In the end, treating it as though it was my own carelessness would settle everything more quickly and without any drama. Fuck that, dude.
書いたらご自身で生徒会室のアンケートポストに投函されるように。うちのクラスだけですよ。夕べまでに全員のが揃わなかったのは。
As I hung my head at the class leader scolding, I could hear the giggles and whispers of people watching coming from no direction in particular. Ushiro-miya-san did it again. Because she never concentrates. She is unsuitable for the school. She has neither class nor manners. I love how stupid girls get a kick out of that shit, right? A lot of the times they'll like pull a little like stupid prank on some girl that's not in the in crowd, quote unquote, and then that's how they get their fucking kicks throughout the day, living off of somebody else's misery. Like, come on, is that how you live off of a day-to-day life, right? You gotta get somebody else's fucking tears and like water your fucking garden of fucking joy with that. Seriously? Like that's how you get your fucking kicks. Of course these girls do. Rich girls, right? Sorry girls, but I've dealt with much worse when it comes to unfair personal attacks. I froze my heart and let those arrows of ridicule pass by as I quickly filled out the questionnaire. Can't lock me in this fucking box. I'm the master of unlocking, bitch. When I heard the news that mom, dad, Oni-chan, and all the rest of my family had died, I was in the house of my grandpa and my mom's side. Only survivor of the accident was Ushiro-miya Eva. So again, episode 3 had some things that were true. I'll go ahead and say that right now. And the one thing that was true is Eva always survives. Of course, not in episode 1 and 2. Eva dies in episode 1 and 2. But as we learned in the meta world, Eva actually does survive in reality. So you can say episodes 1 and 2 is a variation that's like, it's very fictional. A lot of the things in those two first episodes were very fictional. Because of course Eva in reality does not die. So unlike in episode 1 and 2, Eva stays alive somehow, someway. So now we know in the future Eva actually does survive. No matter what happens on the island. She's the only one, basically. That's why she's best girl, guys. Only Aunt Eva is best girl. Even at the time, I hadn't really liked Aunt Eva. At a glance, she seemed to act so kindly to me. But even as young as I was, I could see clearly that she was somehow belittling Dad and the rest, and I didn't like it. Was she belittling them, or was she like... Okay, I'm not going to say my theory again, but you guys know what I think about Eva. I think she's doing things strategically. Just making herself be the bad guy. Not only for Angie, but also for like these vultures out in the world. Who want to pin the fucking murders of the fucking other Usurmiyas on her. She knows she's gonna die eventually. She's like, okay, I'll give you a fucking bad guy. I'll be the bad guy, right? That's what she's doing. Like, duh. Angie can't see that. Because without love, it can't be seen. Basically. She'll see it eventually, though. Hopefully. So when it was decided that Aunt Eva would take care of me, I was pretty miserable. Wouldn't have mattered if my nice uncle, Hideyoshi, and stupid-ass George Onisan could have been there too. But I hated the thought of living all alone with Aunt Eva. I had an honest talk with Grandpa about that, hoping that I could live with him. Oh, the Grandpa Kyrie, okay. However, Aunt Eva was very insistent that she used to be the one to look after me. So again, like, why would Eva do that? Why would she be insistent? Like, they have a system set in place for her to go with her grandpa on Kyrie's side. Why would Eva even care at that point about Angie enough to look after her? And we already know that Kyrie's family is like vultures, and they're pretty much trying to control Angie. They might possibly even be willing to kill her to get the fortune, because once Angie's dead, it goes to Kyrie, the next living fucking relative family of the Usurmiyas. So of course, Eva's not gonna let goddamn Angie go to the fucking Kyries, right? To the fucking vultures and shit. No way. So of course, why would she do that? Unless she's actually like legitimately fucking concerned about her. I think, Otherwise, just let her fucking go, right? Who cares, right? You're the fucking head at this point. You can have Angie in the back pocket. I'll have my fun until I die, If I'm Eva, I'll have my fun until I die. I don't give a fuck what you do with fucking stupid ass Angie, right? After I die, it's not out of my hands, basically. So you can do whatever you want to with her. But no, she wants to protect her from the time she comes back from the island till she dies. I mean, that says something. That says a lot, I think, about Eva's motivations. Like, she's not really a bad person, I don't think. Aunt Eva had no desire to remarry, so she said I was essential for the succession of the Usurmiya family. There you go. Aunt Eva felt very strongly about the house of Usurmiya. She firmly demanded to take charge of me right away, so that she can give me an education and lifestyle fitting for the successor. Complicated negotiations with lawyers apparently took place, but in the end I was forced to go live with Aunt Eva. After she took me in, Aunt Eva told me something. You must bear all of the glory and the history of the Usurmiya family. And in order to make you a fitting successor to bear that, your life from now on will be dedicated to studying like hell. Sacrifice the rest of your life for the Usurmiya family. She was definitive about it. At first I thought she meant exactly what she said, but I quickly realized that wasn't the case. Because even then, in Eva's eyes, the one most fitting to be successor was George Oni-chan, who had passed away. At my first meal, I was strictly instructed and interrogated about my table manners, and was forced to listen to her disparage mom and dad. Still, they had been neglectful of my upbringing. I also received the same strict instructions regarding manners at my first party, and I was insulted in public for my clumsiness, and forced to endure insults to mom and dad as well. After that happened enough times, I finally came to understand. Aunt Eva didn't really want to make me the successor. She thought that the one who was truly fitting to be successor was George Oni-chan, and she couldn't forgive the fact that it was going to be me. So I was disparaged in front of a lot of people, humiliated, and she made it known far and wide exactly how inferior I was to George Oni-chan. Surely a memory of her dead son. No, she must still have been mourning his death. I mean, that last part is probably true more than anything else. She's mourning George. George's a fucking stupid ass bitch who ruins everything. Of course it ruins Angie's life too. Even in George's death, it ruins his fucking cousin's life, right? Of course. George can do anything right, even in death. But, she shouldn't have taken it that way. She should have liked to realize this, woman pretty much had her entire family killed on the island. And including her husband and her fucking, son. So she's trying to, bear with the fucking grief, right? I mean, unfortunately she has to take care of you too, Angie. So yeah, she might be a little fucking twisted in the way she takes care of you. But it's not because she's fucking hating you, it's not because she thinks George is better than you, which he isn't in any fucking stretch. It's because she's trying to do the best she fucking can. Eva is doing the best she fucking can. And she is looking out for your best interest, believe it or not. But you're kind of too immature to know what she's actually doing for you. She's doing a lot for you. But I mean, you can think what you want. Eva's still best girl. And I disagree with you entirely on this part. You have your own perception of life though, so I can't say anything about it, right? However, that wasn't something I could endure. Yeah, I mean, if you couldn't endure it, that's your own perspective, that's your own life, so that's what her reality was. She was thinking she was being victimized by Eva, so yeah, she wasn't the best guardian. Again, Eva was doing the best she could in her grief, but yeah, she might not have been the right person to raise her at that point. Better than fucking Kyrie's family, right? But still, not the best person, Gotta do the best what you can when your entire family dies, though. I mean, it is what it is. Couldn't possibly live together with Aunt Eva. I will be eternally suffocated, continually compared with her dead son. Even as an elementary schooler, I understood that. I ran away from the house of Usurumi and tried to go to my grandpa's house. However, Aunt Eva had already foreseen that. No, thinking back on it, she might have been luring me into escaping. I was caught by the guards and brought back. And, for being a coward who had disgraced the Usurumi family crest and attempted to abandon the Usurumi name, I was punished in a way that makes my whole body shaking shiver just remembering it. How should I describe what Aunt Eva was like when she punished me? Frenzied? Gleeful? The anger and sadness of losing her beloved son, as well as her hatred and pain towards the fact that I was going to steal the headship of her son, was meant to inherit, and the dark pleasure of being able to let those feelings down on me. I think she's reading way too much into it, right? I think. I was pummeled with all those negative emotions at once. Yeah, she didn't leave a mark though, right? That's all I'm saying. She used the fucking, she used the sock in a fucking, a pillowcase, right? A fucking insulated pillowcase. Ain't no marks. I don't see any, busted eyes on your face, girl. How bad could that beating have been, right? I'm just saying. I'm trying to stick up for Eva here. But I mean, she's giving these fucking they're kind of unclear anecdotes about her being abused. She didn't really come out and say she was beaten by Eva. He said oh, I was punished, quote unquote, by Eva, and with glee and frenzy. Like, what does that mean? What what does that mean? Like, you weren't very clear about this. Angie, I want to be on your side here. You're like bad-mouthing Eva, but you really don't have anything 100% concrete to say here about what she did to you. Aside from disciplining you when you run away from the home, right? Like, who doesn't... What kid does not expect a parent, a responsible parent, to beat their ass when they run away from home, right? That's what you want to do. You're getting your ass beat. You know, my parents beat my ass a couple times when I did some stupid shit like that, right? You run away from home, you're getting your ass beat. So now she wants to see like a devil in Eva's face whenever she gets her ass beat. She wants to see, oh, Eva wanted it to be George and not fucking Angie. Bitch, if she wanted that, she would have killed you a long time ago. I'm sorry. No, she's raising your ass from age 6 to fucking adulthood. She's raising your ass. She doesn't have to do that, right? This is fucking classic, you know, angsty teen wants to fucking have a reason to fucking be bitchy of their fucking parental guardian. That's what this is, right? That's what I think this is entirely. She doesn't want to see Eva's side of this fucking story. She wants to see her own side and like, wham, my family's dead, and wham, Battler's dead. Bitch, grow up. I mean, that's all I gotta say about that. Bitch, grow up, Angie. I'm not on your side at all. But I'll speak for you in this fucking game now. Then all of my free time and freedom was taken away, and I was put under round-the-clock surveillance. I may have lived in a gorgeous mansion, and been dressed in expensive clothes, and had all the money in the world, and had a great fucking mother in Eva, who took care of me and fucking whipped my ass when I was a stupid kid. But I'm gonna complain anyway. But my heart and my dignity were being trampled upon. Oh my god. And I was the Ushiromi family slave. It's cattle. Really? Really? You had all these fucking expensive clothes in a gorgeous mansion, but you were cattle. Okay. Because you don't have any friends in school, maybe. That's, I mean... Okay. Apparently that lifestyle, the derisive laughter at my classmates were here even felt refreshing. Wow. Okay. So she's addicted to being a victim. Sounds like. Addicted to the victim. I know a lot of people like that, actually. They can make your life better, but they choose not to because they love the feeling of being like the outcast. They love being the person that everybody thinks needs help, because then that way they don't have to like fix their own life, basically. I mean, that's a classic scenario for a lot of people. It's kind of sad, but you really can't help anybody unless they want to help themselves at that point. It doesn't appear that Angie wants to help herself. She wants to be continually putting her head down, slouching in class, right? Letting these people walk all over her, blaming Eva for all of her problems and shit, blaming George, really. And I hate sticking up for George's ass, but it's not George's fault that Angie's the way she is, and she keeps blaming George for that shit. Like, this guy is fucking dead. Why is it his fault, right? It's not his fault. You're alive. You need to fucking take control of your life, bitch. But you can't tell them that. You have to like let them figure that shit out themselves. Or go to a fucking shrink that can tell them that shit. And they actually listen to the shrink, right? Maybe. If you pay this fucking guy per hour, you might listen to their advice. And don't listen to anybody else's advice at that point. I'm sure Eva told her that shit. But she ain't listening to Eva, right? It was no match for my heart. My tainted heart. Well, we're back in school now. After filling in almost all the fields of the questionnaire with nothing in particular, I folded it up and put it in my pocket. Because if I left it in the desk, I might lose it again. These fucking bitches in school. She's having a rough school life here. After dropping it off in the box in the student council room during lunch break, I finished lunch myself, as usual, and headed behind the school building and unlocked it, because I'm the master of unlocking, where no one was around. Only the time I spent by myself could protect me from the derisive laughter and whispered comments. Since I was hated and didn't have a single friend, my time alone was the most kind to me. She's an edgelord girl. She really is. She loves being alone. After checking the surrounding bushes to see whether some malicious classmates were hiding and threatening my time of quiet, I finally relaxed the tension from my entire body, knowing that I had gained some true peace. Then I let out a sigh. It lingered heavy, as though it was the first time I had breathed out today. My previous favorite place behind the vegetable garden storehouse had been found out by my classmates, and now they were messing with me there. So this is my new lunchtime hideaway. There was nowhere to sit behind the school building. I crouched down against the wall in the shadow of the bushes, opened my bag, took out a book with elaborate, old-fashioned binding. Just glancing at it, you would probably think it was a religious book written in the Middle Ages or something. But this wasn't a book. It's a diary. Of course, it's not my diary. There aren't any special things worth writing about in my daily life. Every single day is just gray, cold, and dry. When nothing changes from day to day, there aren't any notable changes worth writing down. Holy shit, dude. This girl's depressing me. This is the diary of Maria One-chan, who I had been very good friends with. I mean, yeah, they were about the same age, right? Maria was, 7? When Angie was 6, I guess? I'm not even sure how old Maria was. I think she was 9 or 10, actually. So about 4 years apart. So yeah, they're probably good friends. As far as cousins go. There you go, 3 years older, never mind. Even better. Even better. So Maria must have been 9 or something. She was 3 years older than me and a bit of a funny person. But One-chan was always a warm, wonderful cousin. She would always grab me by the hand and invite me to play some fun game. I remember that getting to see her was the most enjoyable thing about family gatherings. Do I preface this with, for an elementary schooler, the handwriting that greeted me when I opened that diary was fairly accomplished. And while admittedly it had been written using every other line, the pages were dense with text. She double-spaced. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Was she just hopelessly obsessed with jotting everything down in her diary? Probably not. To her, writing her daily life down in a diary is probably like having a conversation with another part of herself. So rather than a journal in which the events of her day was simply listed, One-chan's diary was written like a letter to another Maria, telling her of the events of that day. I had found this diary among her belongings after her death, and had secretly taken it home. She stole that shit from a fucking crime scene. At first, I had felt that reading someone else's diary might be boorish, and had been satisfied just to keep it by my side. But I was unable to resist turning it over a page or two, and slowly but surely I found myself reading through it. And now, she had become my only friend. Holy shit, that's sad. That's pretty sad. I gently opened the pages with the bookmark.
Maria One-chan, omatase.
Damn, she's even talking to her. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow.
また、お姉ちゃんのお話を聞かせて。
This is my second favorite song in this game. So we'll let it play for a second here. Apathy. I think I'll drink to the apathy right here. You guys are drinking. Good song to drink to. I'll have to raise the volume up a little bit. Yes. Happy hump day, y'all. Or no, it's Thursday, I'm sorry. Whoops. Okay, it's not Thursday yet. It's 45 minutes away from being Thursday. It's still hump day. Happy hump day, y'all. Song will get you over the hump. The guy's going crazy there. It is Thursday, okay. Miss Matrix, what's up? Just dropping by to say hi. It's Thursday for you. Glad to catch your stream before I pass out. Well, thank you. I'm doing a little bit more of the visual novel stuff. I don't know if you follow Flintlock, but she's done a lot of Higurashi lately, and they kind of inspired me to do a little bit more of my Umineko streams. I'm going through the question arcs right now. This is the last question arc. Yeah, they're doing the scary one. They're doing the Higurashi. This is the sequel to that. It's scary. The anime that they actually made about this is so scary because it's bad. They didn't do a good translation of this anime at all. It's a bad adaptation. It really is. You have to actually play the visual novel for this game, and it's so bad. I wouldn't even recommend it. But the game itself, the visual novel itself, is awesome. So we're going through that whole thing. Appreciate you stopping by, Miss Matrix. I miss you.